Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with NSL Live Talk. Mr. Gary Smith is here, back in Zephyr Hills, right?
In a hot box.
And it's summertime in Zephyr Hills.
Sweating.
Oh, in Florida, I mean. But you have a reliable schedule, right? Weather good in the morning and then...
Yes, we've been very lucky here with the Qatar 8-way, and we take off at 7:30 in the morning and we have 10 jumps done by 11:30. And then we debrief and we out of here by 1 o'clock. And that's kind of when the rain comes down. So it's been perfect. We've made very close to 60 jumps in a week. So we cannot complain. Great. The drop zone's been very good. We jump in the Twin Otter, so we're very happy.
But you had to interrupt, I guess, on a regular basis to watch football, soccer games?
Yes, soccer takes priority.
And we are talking to you now actually first as the Hayabusa coach. So Belgium is doing pretty well in soccer, not only in skydiving.
The Belgians are hoping to win the World Cup soccer and the World Cup skydiving, the World Meet skydiving. So
amazing, but
yes, they're doing great.
But you live in the Netherlands, and
unfortunately, we cannot speak soccer with the Dutch team.
I'm German, so I cannot brag too much.
Yeah, the Germans are in trouble as well.
Yeah. So what we did last time, I mean, you've seen that. No, we did a video debriefing with Airspeed of the recent meet, Paraglide meet. Now we're going to do the same thing. We'll do some debriefing with Gary this time, taking a closer look at the opponents' jumps. The first one, the French guys, you know. So we're going to look through. We cannot really do a proper debriefing. We don't have enough time for that.
No.
So we're going to take a look at the French performance in general. Let's start this video here. So have you seen the jumps already?
Yes.
The French
Yes.
jumps?
This was the French in May.
And so you know, in general, it would be nice to. I mean, if you can talk about this, but I'm sure there are.
This was a strong jump for them. JCO 16 for round 1 out the door. Round 1 of the meet. They had very, very strong, good flying, very strong block 16s, and I think they would have tracked off from this jump feeling very happy. They should have been happy with it. I think this one they had a bit of a gap. Of course, they're always up against the girls. The girls are always looking at the open team, and I think the girls lost this round. I don't have the scores in front of me, but I know for sure this is a strong jump.
Yeah, we'll play in later on. I mean, actually, the audience can see the jumps at the same time anyway. And the scores, so
and I think in general on the 10 rounds, the French random work has definitely picked up. They're definitely going a little bit quicker, and some of their block stuff is also very, very strong. Block 21 out the door, a little bit of hesitation on the finish, but the jump is 21 EA8. Also a strong jump for them. I think I always liked the French 21s. They've always gone that rotation. I remember in my day, in the old days, we always used to watch the French 21s and try and copy it. Straight rotation. They were very, very strong. I think Mochiel in his day were very, very proud of block 21.
Well, traditionally the French team has always had more rotation in their block techniques. And we are beginning to try to copy that, right?
Yeah, well, the advantage of rotation is you see the finish earlier. The disadvantage, obviously, sometimes you over-rotate. So with the old Airspeed, here we're going up for round 3.
That's Laurence there now in the front.
Yes, block 3 out the door.
That's an interesting setup. Laurence is center inside, but she is point
on the outside. It's just because they have the left-hand door, right-hand door continuity. So this was maybe not their strongest, the 313 D. Tough jump though, I must be honest. Hayabusa, we did this jump and we also didn't do great on it. The finish of the 13s to the D is a very sit still. So if you don't get great shapes on the 13 finish, that move to the D is not easy. So when I looked at this jump, I thought, wow, we're going to beat the French on this one. And to be honest, we didn't beat them by much, if so.
So you've done those jumps and Hayabusa has done
We have done this jump, yeah.
But you're not going to tell us all of
Well, I think no, not to hide secrets. There's nothing out there, but we beat them. But I think it's unfair. I don't want to. We weren't at the meet, and I don't want to take anything away from them. This was the QN92. This I think this is a very, very strong jump for France. I really like the way that as they finish their 9s, their 2s are right there. And I think again. I'm fully confident with the Hayabusa random speed. They flow through things so quick, but you can see the French on this jump starting to do the same stuff. And I think again, there's no secrets right now in four-way. There's a missed grip on the start of it too, but they're doing great. I mean, there's some great stuff, and again, I'm happy for the French. I have a soft spot for this team with the new guys, with the 8-way guys, Kevin, Charles, Damien,
coming from the B teams.
Yeah, fantastic, and I hope they can keep that going. Next jump was Shane, a very tough M exit.
Yeah.
I think Laurence is the outside center there trying to get that presentation.
Look at that again. Unusual for,
Yeah, or you know what? Sometimes the M catches you. It's an exit as a coach. You don't always put up a star exit, but they have to fight to get that M going. One thing I'm very complimentary of the French, they block 12s. Look how fast that tail piece, they just spin that, and it's very similar to airspeed. Airspeed are also going just rotation on the 12s. There's not too much shear on it. And if you time those, some very good block 12s for France.
No.
We have a little bit of shear on the back piece, but no, we're basically trying to rotate. You can see that those 12s are over-rotating, so there's a little bit of lost time there on the close. Yes. So the back piece on the French needs to step a little bit more across the line as they're rotating, and I think they'll have top block 12s.
Hayabusa is not attending any outdoor meets before the World Meet, right?
No, they have you'll see the Belgium Nationals. The Belgium Nationals
okay.
coming up soon, and then they'll have Fireflash there, and who's also hoping to do, I think Fireflash is going to jump into a 22 average.
Oh, wow.
France block 11, 5, 4. And this was not their strongest. It looked a little bit sluggish, but 3 block jump with memory in it. Not always the easiest. And again, a very strong block 11 for France. And again, more rotation.
We are probably, where are we now?
Yeah, I think it's around 6 or 7 coming through. But for me, what you can definitely notice, you've seen that the confidence growing in this French team. G exit, this one was very good. G6, I think this was round 6. They beat the girls here.
Here comes another.
With the HL. Very good jump. And again, Hayabusa, we did this jump with same score with them. And again, it's a jump that I thought we would beat them with. We would beat them on it. And we beat them by 1 or same score. There was not much difference in this jump. So again, it's good to see France with 3 randoms in the block 6 right up there with the top. And I think these guys can fly.
And traditionally, they're rotating the 6s more than most of the other teams too.
Yeah.
But I think that's the same thing. Most of the other teams are also going with more rotation on 6s.
They had a very good 6 finish into the HLG combination. It was precise. Round 7, I think the 17 exit out the door very fast. I think it's Kevin doing the hop.
Interesting that he's hopping over the front and not over the rear.
Yeah.
It's different in France too. Yeah. And that, I wonder how that is on the hill. If you're hopping over the front piece and not the rear piece.
It changes. In fact, with Hayabusa, we switched that one. We're just out the door. So he still hops over his partner. So you have
David.
the back. Yes. So in Hayabusa, we still have Bob hopping, but he hops over Andy just out the door. So we have a different direction out the door, just because we feel that it gives us an easier finish for Bob to the next point. Here we're coming up to the end of the meet, block 19. They have a little bit of trouble on the hill. 19 P7. Also, the French, they turned super well, these guys. And now I've always said that's the same. You're going to hear my same comment for airspeed. Good turners. That's a great block 7 P7s. And I think we can expect a very strong performance from this French team. If they can have a good start in Australia and they can feel confident, I think when we saw that in the World Cup in Saint Louis, they were matching Hayabusa. We only had 3 or 4 rounds before, and they were in there. I think their chests were out. They felt confident, and we couldn't beat them. So hopefully for them, they can get that start. In Australia, not that any team
confidence
yes
to get a competition.
Block 10 out the door, a little bit weak. Definitely too much distance between the 2 pieces. 10, 14, 15.
We're going to see 10 out the door later from SB2 by coincidence, I believe.
Yeah.
We'll check that out. But,
Well, 14 we see. Airspeed, I think it's 3 randoms and a 10 out the door.
oh, it wasn't the 10
But
out the door.
no, but the French 10 also very strong. The back piece, they really get that piece turning well. That's a big strength of Airspeed. A very strong 15 of France. And again, towards the bottom half of this jump, I think the French that's how they want to be skydiving. A little bit slow on the hill and the start.
I'll be there. Okay, that's the end, I guess. So let's switch right over to airspeed. Airspeed at the Paraclete outdoor competition.
Yeah, while you're switching, I can just say I think from the Hayabusa point of view, we watched the French jumps, and again, compliments to them. They look confident, it looks good, and they have to go to Australia believing that they have a chance to match. And who knows, when you're in the race and you have other people fighting out, you never know, there's slots for you.
They're competing again this weekend, actually.
Yes.
As we're speaking, in fact.
Round one airspeed, I think very, very strong jump. A little bit of levels there on the finish. I think Nicholas mentioned that Ari was a little bit low halfway through, but compliments to airspeed, very, very strong block 10s. They're very, very tight. Tiago's coming around and he's picking up the leg, and the close is good. Random work very strong, and airspeed had to be happy with this round.
They were. I
Yeah.
mean, Nicholas debriefed it for us earlier, and he was also happy with that.
Yeah.
He's we did this like a week ago or so. I think he was debriefing for airspeed,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you've seen that. But
Yeah, I didn't watch the full thing, to be honest with you, but I've watched the jumps, and I would say with a jump like that, you're going to go, if you jump, you've left nothing on the table at a world meet.
cannot stop.
Great block 14 on the hill, compliments, it's super strong on the hill. And I think on this jump there, the 15 is probably not their strongest, but for the rest also very good airspeeds, good turners, good block 14s here. And also the flow in the jump is good. So I wouldn't look at this jump and think as well that there's too much that they left on the table. Strong jump for them.
Airspeed still has the national. It's a few weeks before the world meet, right? But you're not
Yeah.
going this time. Last year you were. at the
Yes,
national.
no, not with Hayabusa. Hayabusa will be training in Algarve, getting the caravan exits. But I'll be there with Qatar 8-way, where we're going to the US Nationals.
He comes around.
Round 3, the block 19 out the door. This one, I think Nicholas's debrief was the same. This was not their strongest jump. So this one with the 19, they took the slot switcher on the 19 finish
Yeah,
to the
interesting.
11, and then they had a bad 19. So this jump, for sure, not their strongest.
Do you have that in your repertoire? The move from the
We short 19s for sure, but to an 11 on this jump it would not be worth it. The flow through 19 into an 11 build is so confident.
Okay.
Their 11 starts too static.
Oh, I see.
So you're kind of getting stuck. You're coming forward in, and then you have to get out. So the momentum is totally wrong on that engineering.
Especially these days where every top team seems to take the momentum of building the 11 into the move,
The
right?
flow of the jump, you should, at this level, you should not break the flow.
Interesting. It's a quick move to
Yeah.
the 11, but
Yeah.
I get the.
If it was a random, this jump I think very good with the EV22.7. Again, airspeed 7s are strong. I think they lost 2 points in busts here. I remember them saying it was a finish of a 22 Aries on Nicholas's leg.
Grips.
Yeah, but on a way, I look at that jump and I go, hey, he just cleans that up, and they're 2 points more. You know, I don't know where the other bust was. I haven't studied all of that, but their blocks are very good. 22 looks good, and also 7s always have been strong for them. So they would go to a world meet with this jump, and let's be honest, between Hayabusa, Airspeed, France, I even put Russia and Qatar, there's going to be some jumps. There's going to be some jumps that all 5 could score the same, and you could lose to Russia, you could lose to Qatar. Those Qataris can move, and I'm not going to say they're going to do it on 10 rounds, but don't be surprised that all of a sudden they're with you.
Now here we see the 12s.
The 12-2, this was a super strong jump. What I liked is on this jump is the random work from the finish of the 2 into the KG, I think it was, into the 12. Very, very good. They kept the flow G, 12 through it. And the 12's a little bit of distance on that one, but in general, very strong 12s.
I haven't seen. I know that Hayabusa has very strong. They look actually almost exactly the same. You know, they also take the elbow over the.
Yes,
You know,
on the 12. The secret with 12 is obviously you want to spin both those pieces, but try and keep them as tight as possible. You know, that's going to be the kind of going into a world meet. That's what you want. Good 3 out the door for airspeed. 301.
Careful one though.
Yeah, this one they were a little bit slow. It kind of did not move as fast as I know with Hayabusa we've done this jump. Nice 3, good turn.
So between airspeed and France, it is, at least by the numbers, are quite close by now. And
Yeah, I mean, this draw that airspeed did, the Paraclete meet is definitely a slower draw.
okay.
The combinations, it takes longer to go from one block into the other. Because we did both meets with Hayabusa and we scored way higher in the French meet than what we did on this meet.
Oh,
So the
way
Paraclete for
higher,
sure,
okay.
yeah. There was a big difference in it. And in fairness, it's not fair to compare the scores, but also Hayabusa, we did both meets in a 4-day training camp in between back to back. So
Which is not good. Actually.
no, it's not good. It's not good for Hayabusa's own confidence, but it's good for them to see that these teams are close to them. This was a good jump with the 17 and the 4. There was a page, I think that there was a missed grip on a J, 2 or 4, I believe, and that might have slowed airspeed down. But for the rest, it looks very airspeed style. You know, it's good, it's confident, good hops both Mikel and Thiago on 17s. Good hoppers and good block 17s. The rhythm towards the end of that jump, I don't know the exact order, 17 J4, very good. Q exit 13. D again, Q13 D6, and the French was funny, also had 13 to D.
Mm-hmm.
But again, airspeed, good 13s, but tough move to 13 to D. And that was the same with the French. If you finish your 13s perfect like that, there's a very easy D. I don't know if Thiago got bust on the key of a 6, but there's one start of the 6 that I don't think it's not a stationary grip, but at that speed that they're going, it probably flies through.
They were asking BK, actually, who was judging it, to judge them really tough.
Yeah, there's 2 grips that I see of Thiago on the start of the 6 that lucky to get it or unlucky to bust it if you do get bust, but it's not a stationary grip. It's like a tap and go.
Weather coming in here, right?
Yeah, we're starting to get, here's the rain,
Yeah.
and it's 11:15 in Zephyr Hills, and we're raining.
More rotation on 18 too.
Yes, the airspeed that they've changed their style on the 18s from 2 years ago, block 18s. They were sliding them. I think Nicholas has gone away. If I'm giving Nicholas the credit, I don't want to give him all the credit. I don't know who's. I think they all speak about it, but they've definitely gone what we call more Hayabusa styled 18s.
Right.
They're rotating. And the advantage again, you can see it. Everybody knows when it's finishing, and you move to the next point. Good jump, very nice, tough move from 18 finish to the N to the L, but I think good. There's an extra cameraman on the track off.
We're going to get some. Oh, it is already raining.
Block 16 out the door, good for airspeed. It's not an easy exit for Mikhail. He does a good job on the tail. 16, 21, 20. This is the last round of the meet, I believe. Solid for airspeed. Nice 21s here, the second one. Hayabusa, we took different engineering. We took the other 20, and I don't think we won by much. I think airspeed did great on this jump from the 21 finish into the standard 20 build. So I don't think there's much of a gain of taking the other 20, which we did with Hayabusa. We experimented and we took the other 20. But that's them. That's the end of their meet right there, and that's them tracking off. So I think for airspeed, super strong meet, and at this stage of the year, they must be happy with that performance.
Yep.
That's my debrief in a nutshell.
Thank you, Gary.
20 jumps right there.
Yeah. Well, that is, it's a nice thing to have. You know, in the old days, we only went to the World Championships and then we saw the teams and, you know, maybe at the nationals and national championships. But now during the year, you see different meets and different performances, so the teams have the opportunity to compare each other and check each other, the status of progression, and so forth and so forth.
Well, I think the sport has elevated itself to such a level that you have to keep an eye on the opposition. It's almost like in, let's go to the World Cup soccer. If I'm playing against Germany, I'm Holland, we're both not in the group, but if I'm playing against Germany, I have to study their players, I have to study their team. Now, I know Airspeed's strengths, and from timing, I know their weaknesses. And I'm sure Airspeed knows the same. So you kind of know what your opposition's doing, and in a way it should not affect your engineering, but if you're up by 5 points and you know what the other team's going to do, it kind of tells you what to do. It will kind of give you
short break.
It will kind of give you how much risk to take and you think. I think we've been lawnmowed out here.
Okay, we're going to continue later with the Falcons, anyway.
Qatari.
The Qatari Falcons. Thanks, Gary.
You're very welcome. That's good.